Episode 4, Zodiac misstates some facts. Robert Graysmith tells three kinds of lies about the so-called Zodiac murders. The first kind of lie is to fill in the blanks where information about events was not known. The second type of lies are the ones which frame Arthur Lee Allen for being the non-existent Zodiac killer. But the most interesting lies Graysmith tells in his books are the third kind. According to Graysmith, the information in the letters received by the San Francisco Chronicle and other newspapers was substantiated by the police. In other words, according to Graysmith, only the killer could indeed have written those letters. Not only are the letters not corroborated by the actual evidence, but in fact, the letters contain information which could not have been known by the actual killer. In other words, those letters must have been written by someone else. By the end of July 1969, both the Vallejo Police Department and the Solano County Sheriff's Department had publicly declared that their investigations into the shootings on Lake Herman Road and at Blue Rock Springs Park had reached dead ends. This wasn't true, but this was the impression police were giving the public. Police had, in fact, developed a very good suspect and his associates for both shootings. However, when Mike Mageau failed to identify any of these suspects from their mugshot photos at the end of July, someone started writing letters to the newspapers. 3 copies of the first letter were mailed to the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald. Each copy was accompanied by a bizarre cipher or cryptogram, along with a demand that these ciphers be printed on the front pages of the newspapers. Each copy of the letter claimed to be from the murderer of the 2 teenagers last Christmas and the girl on the 4th of July. The author stated, "To prove this, I will state some facts which only I and the police know." Zodiac's facts and other claims can themselves be divided into 3 distinct types. First, things Zodiac knew that were more or less correct. Second, things he thought he knew but were wrong. And third, things which, oddly enough, Zodiac seems not to have known about at all. The so-called facts referred to in the Zodiac letters not only prove that those letters were a hoax, but they also lead us directly to a very short list of people who could have written the letters. And one of those people has handwriting identical to the so-called Zodiac killer.